Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. We're going to get straight into the lobby, straight through into the merch, because we haven't got points to talk about this week. We've got the top four, I'll read those out in a second. But merch still available, t-shirts and stickers. Hit me up if you want any of those, darksmoker@googlemail.com, or in the chat, or on the Facebook page, whatever you want. Right, let's get in. So we are back with round 6 of the P1 Nissan GR2 League tonight. We are live from Daytona Road Course over there in the US of A. Let me turn that on so you lot have got the sound. So we've got a 10 minutes qualifier coming up, followed by a 15-minute sprint and then a 30-minute endurance, or a mini endurance if you like, here at Daytona. I'm not sure what the weather's going to do. It doesn't look too bad on track at the minute, but you never know with this game. You never know indeed. Looks like they're just about to get things underway. So we've got 2 more rounds left after this week. I've only got the top 4 points for you. So leading the way at the minute is P1 Dylan. He's got himself 143.5 points. Mocking Weeks is sitting in second. He's got himself 118 points. Manny is in third. He's got himself 115 points, and Diz is in fourth with 107.5. So that is top 4 again. No full points for you this week. Unfortunately, the admin's been out and about and unable to get them done. So just the top 4. Sorry, peeps. Right, let's just jiggle that, and let's get ourselves in. So everyone just piling out the pits now. Let's put the nonsense on. There is championship leader Dylan. A long way to go for anyone to catch him up. Again, just 2 more rounds after this week, so he's going to have 3 really poor weeks, really, to for anyone to have a go at him. There is Mockin, second place in the championship. Raffo, third. On track, Obi back on track for the P1 boys as well. Did his first outing again for the P1 boys last week in the wet at Spa. So it wasn't the greatest of comebacks, but let's see how he gets on this week. Already picked himself up a 3-second penalty, look. Ricky J also out on track, so I can assume everyone's going to be using soft tyres for the qualifying. Everybody out on the softs. Alright, let's get ourselves on board with this man, Dizzy. And we'll go for a look at this circuit here at Daytona. So we cut into the infield circuit. It isn't just a great big oval as it looks like. So across the finish line. Hard on the brakes onto this infield circuit. Great big hairpin on the way in. A little bit of a zigzag on the way through there. Another great big hairpin at the end of this. Again, not very wide on this infield circuit. You just have to be a little bit careful. Again, you can see just how thin this track is. Just about get 2 cars side by side down there, but any kind of nudging, and it could go horribly wrong for everyone. Another hairpin then. And then a great big left hand, almost hairpin, great big elbow to finish us off on this infield section. Back out onto this main part of the circuit. Great big bank corners here, should be able to carry a lot of speed. You'll see drivers using the slipstream around here to try and make those moves. Back onto the long straight, there is a little bit of a kink coming up that they've added in. So just to slow down that big long straight there, and then back onto this back corner. Fast as you possibly can get around here, back onto this final straight. Again, the inside line as well is dizzy at the minute, and across the line, so there is a lap. Third place for Dizzy. We've got someone who's got it backwards coming out of the complex here. So it is Dylan on pole, 130. Oh, I lie, it's Mockin. He's just come through. 138.6 for Mockin. 0.3 of a second faster than that time Dylan just put in, which is a 138.9. So he had just taken pole, or secured his pole, sorry, and then Mockin Week said, yeah, I'm having some of that too. Dizzy's on that third position with the 139.5 at the minute. Raffo fourth, 139.5 himself. Manny fifth, 140.2. P1 Don, he's got a 140.5 on the clock. Rob S, he's got himself a 141.6. Ricky J just in the pits, freshening up those tyres. 42.6 for him as his fastest. Not long left of this qualifying session though. It is only a 10-minute quali. About 3.5 minutes left. Dodger, he is in 9th, currently 143.2, and Obi-Wan at the back of the pack at the minute. No hot lap on the board, although he has got a 144.2 on the screen there. It doesn't actually register as a fastest. Must have picked up a penalty or driven off track or something. So, can Mockin Weeks hold on to this pole position for another 3 seconds? He's got Dylan in front of him, but Dylan just chucks himself in the pit, so he's coming in for a fresh set of tyres. Lost about a quarter of a tank, so he will be able to go a little bit faster once he get those fresh boots on, but slowly running out of time here. So if you're listening, let me know or watching, I suppose you're watching, not just listening, just let me know the sound's coming through okay, and you can hear me, you can hear the cars. If I need to adjust anything, I can. I do seem to be redlining the mic a little bit. If that's coming through too harsh, let me know, I can turn it down or move it away or something. We like a bit of redline on this channel though. So Mockin Weeks has found a tiny bit more time, even with slightly worn tyres. So he's got a 138.4, 2 tenths quicker, or 1.5 tenths quicker than his previous lap. It's not a pit lap, even though it says it next to his name on the right there. There's that little kink on that long straight. Down on this lap. Is Mockin Weeks going to try pitting? I don't think he's going to have time. I won't be able to get across the line and start a fresh lap if he comes in the pits for a fresh set of tyres, so no, he stays out. Now what can Dylan do on that fresh set? Track and car combination working to his strengths. Again, a lot of practice in the Nissans, but there's been enough practice on the circuit is another thing completely. Looking alright so far, Dylan. Let's see what his times are looking like when he crosses that first timing mark, coming up after this hairpin. Using all the track, Dylan. So he's up a little bit. Can he maintain the pace? Is he going to... He's not... Is he going to be able to take that pole off of Mockin? Anybody else out on circuit might be putting a hot lap in at the minute. We'll keep an eye on Dylan for the time being. Another timing mark coming up. He's still up. Gained a little bit more time as well. It's looking good for Dylan. He's only really got this little kink to contend with. If he can keep the pace up through there, not make any mistakes. Again, pulls a little bit more time. Just this little bus stop to go. Oof, across the corner there. Does he pick up a penalty for that? Oh, he's lost a bit of time as well. Is it going to be enough? Coming around the back straight. Oh, there's cars to avoid. That might have cost him as well a little bit of time. So he comes up to the line and puts in a... It's not quicker. It's a 1:38.4. So he does close the gap up, but it is Mockin Weeks on pole. Let's see if anybody else. Manny's still out on track. Raffo's done. He's picked himself up a penalty as well. Diz, evening brother. Hopefully everything's coming through loud and clear. You can hear it all. So Manny puts in a third position. Raffo fourth. Obi-Wan fifth. Don still putting in a hot one. What's he going to come across the line with? It's a fifth position. Obi-Wan now sixth. Rob S in seventh. Ricky J in eighth. Dodger ninth. Dizzy at the back. What are you playing at, Diz? Okay, he needs to rejoin the circuit and we'll end up... Where are you going to end up? I think you're going to end up fourth if you rejoin the circuit. Loud and clear. Nice, that's good to hear. Yeah, so I think you're going to drop yourself in between Manny and Raffo. But it is this man on pole this week. Extra point for that pole position. And get extra points for fastest lap. Not in qualifying, but obviously you do because it's the fastest lap. Oh my god, we've got hovering Nissans. Right. Race 1 just about to get underway then. 15-minute sprint race here at Daytona. Mockin Weeks with that inside line through turn 1. It's not the tightest of turns, but it does allow him to keep the advantage into turn 2 as well. We wait for the lights to go out. They go now. Oh, got a slow starter at the back. Who's that? Diz at the back managed to fire himself forward. Mockin Weeks though holds the lead on the way into the infield complex. Dylan right behind him for second. Manny third. Dizzy up to fourth. Then Raffo fifth. Don in sixth. Ricky J seventh. Rob S in eighth. And who is that at the back? It's Dodger. Where's Obi-Wan? Oh, what happened to Obi-Wan? He's got front end damage already. Not sure what happened to Obi. Oh, damn it. Might have had keyboard options back tonight, but I forgot the keyboard. I completely forgot. Mockin Weeks under threat then from Dylan. All over the back end of the number 1 driver at the minute. He's in a good position to get a run on him. Already looking up the inside as they come out of that complex. Dylan then sweeps through up the inside. He's going to carry the speed through there. Mockin Weeks is still hanging on to him now. Will he get an opportunity? Oh. Will he get an opportunity to slingshot his way past? I think there was a tiny bit of contact between the two. Replays, please. I've forgot my keyboard, Pilgrim. I've left it downstairs. I completely forgot the upgrade. The update might have had keyboard options, but there isn't anything on screen to tell me I've got keyboard options. Look, options. No keyboard options on there. So we'll see. But it is still Dylan leading. Mocking Weeks hanging on in there. Manny tucked onto the back of this fight as well. Just under 0.4 of a second back. Dizzy 0.8, just within that slipstream range. Needs to close that gap up to have a go at the top three. Manny now having a look at Mocking as well for that second position. Raffo in 5th, Don 6th. Great big gap between 6th and 7th. Rob S in 7th, 2.5 seconds back. He's been chased by Ricky J. Dodger and Obi-Wan closed back up on the field now. Damage repaired itself, so he's just got to get the hammer down. Now Dylan, half a second lead. Boys have been complaining that he's too quick, and they would quite happily not have him in the league because he's winning too much. Again, it's going to take an awful lot to unseat him from the top spot in this championship. I think it was only really. It's a good series, this one, Salmon. Dylan's pulled a little bit more of a lead. He's almost dropped Mocking Weeks from the slipstream. Manny's almost out of that range as well. He's now being hunted by Dizzy and Raffo. Very close. Don just fallen off the back of that fight. He's a second down. Rob S still holding about a 2.7 second gap. Still being hunted by Ricky J. Dodger 3.6 seconds back. He's managed to pick himself up a great big half a second penalty. Spraying sparks up at Obi-Wan as well. Just quarter of a second back as well, Obi-Wan. He should get this position when they come up to this penalty zone, which is now. There goes Obi-Wan through. Unfortunately, that drops Dodger to the back of the pack. Now, Dylan has not managed to escape properly yet. Mocking Weeks has closed that gap back on him. Oh, had a look up the inside as well into that hairpin. Didn't quite make it work, but very good effort. Oh, there's a tyre squeal behind as well. Lost a bit of time now through that lunge. Can he gain the time back? And there you go. Third place dropped right off the back now. Dizzy's made a mistake. Don's managed to get past into 4th. Rob S as well. What's happened to Diz? He's down in 6th. He's got a little bit of front end damage himself. Rob S close to running it off track there. Manages to keep it onto this great big banked corner, then into the straight. Let's just see what's happening here. Dylan still being hunted by Mocking Weeks. On board with Mocking Weeks, the chase car in this pair. Now, can he use the slipstream? Just under 0.4 of a second back. Closes the gap a little bit. Is it going to be enough before they hit this infield complex? Closes up. Does he hold Dylan holds the inside line. Mocking, looking for any way around him. No way this time. Oh, not meant to be looking backwards. Dylan holds onto it. It's a good look by Mocking Weeks, but just not enough. That's where we saw him have a go last time, but it didn't quite work out. Oh, Dylan gets a swap on. Dylan gets a swap on. What's going to happen here? Mocking Weeks fires himself past Dylan. He has got the inside of the line just into this complex. But now Mocking Weeks gets the inside line. Let's change that camera up because we're missing it. Side by side on the exit. Dylan's still holding the advantage into this final corner, and he gets himself back in front. What a move. Very brave effort by Mocking, but just not quite enough through there again. Has to take a different exit on the way out as well. Loses a bit of time to Dylan again. Nobody behind him, putting him under threat at the minute. 2.1 seconds down for Raffo in third. He's pulled a little bit of a gap from Don as well. Dizzy's got himself back up into fifth, but he's a long way back from this fight up front. And here we go. Mockin closes the gap up on Dylan again, right behind him as they exit that little bus stop. Now he's got a long corner, a long straight to have a go. Again, Dylan's going to hold that inside line. Mockin's going to have to take the longer, slower route around the outside. Side by side as they hit this straight. Absolutely neck and neck. It's going to be Dylan that holds the inside line again. I hope he doesn't make any mistakes. Mockin Weeks looking for a switch back up the inside. It's not worked out. Closes up again on the run into this hairpin. To run around the outside this time to get the run into this next corner. Can Dylan fend him off? Can just. This is where we saw Mockin Weeks have a go last time. Fast through there, down towards this next hairpin. Dylan's outbraked himself. Mockin Weeks goes through then onto the grass for Dylan. And there's Raffo in third. Not able to take advantage, but he does close that gap right up on Dylan. Right, let's change this camera up. What's the gap then between Dylan and Mockin now? 1.5 seconds. Well out of the slipstream range. Mockin Weeks has just got to keep it clean and consistent, but Dylan is a fast driver. He won't let him get away. He has got to wait for... keep an eye on Raffo. He is just in that slipstream range. And closing, in fact. 2.6 of a second as they enter this bus stop. Oh, gets a little wavy on the way out, loses a bit of time through that final corner onto this banked corner. Still losing time. You can't even see Don. There's a great big whale tail in the way. So not able to take advantage that time then for Raffo. So Mockin Weeks has lost about 0.4 of a second to Dylan already. Dylan pushing hard to try and close that gap back up. He's got to be careful he doesn't blow his tyres out though. So nearly 9 minutes into this one. It probably is, Ray, it probably is. Gap coming down again, less than a second, 0.9 between Mockin and Dylan. Mockin did put him under some pressure for a lap or two, and it looks like Dylan is going to come back and do the same to him. Oh. Got a squirrel on out of that corner as well, lost a bit more time. Raffo still holding that third though. Don in fourth, Dizzy back up into fifth, but again a long way down, 8.7 seconds back from the leader at the minute. Still got Robert S for company as well, just 0.8 of a second back, not quite in slipstream range. Oh, he might be actually. He's closing that gap up slightly. Manny in seventh, 4.3 seconds down. He's got Obi-Wan, who's made up another position. Actually, he's up into 8th. Obi-Wan, 1.5 seconds back from Manny. That final corner is going to catch someone out. I can see it. Ricky J in 9th. He's 8 seconds back from Obi, and Dodger in 10th. Another 10 seconds back. So back up to these front runners. That gap has come down again. Mockin Weeks and Dylan just 0.7, 0.6 of a second between them. We are slowly running out of time though. 10.5 minutes into this race. Only a 15-minute sprint race, this first one. Can Mockin Weeks fend off Dylan for another 4 minutes? Still 0.6 of a second between them. We have got race 2 coming up as well. That will involve the top half of the grid being reversed. It means 2 different compounds of tyres as well. Fuel will come into play into race 2, and it is a half an hour feature race here at Daytona. That gap coming down again. Mocking Weeks under threat here. Quarter of a second into this bus stop. Both drivers trying to carry as much speed through there as possible and not get it wrong on the exit. Mocking holds onto it, 0.5 of a second. He retains the lead coming out of that final corner. Again, Dylan will be closing up. Using that slipstream down this long straight. Down to 0.4 of a second. Still, I don't think it's going to be enough before they hit this infield complex. Again, it's not closing up though under braking. Right behind the P1 driver. I mean, they're all P1 drivers, but he's in P1. I know he's in P1, but he's also in P1. Leave me alone. All over the back of him. Let's get ourselves back out. Under threat here, they're Mocking Weeks. Dylan, oh, he's had to go defensive as Mocking. This is where we saw Dylan get it wrong, drive himself off circuit. Mocking Weeks, no such luck this time. But Dylan has got a great position to have a go down this long straight. Mocking Weeks goes a little bit wide through there as well. Oh no, it's all gone wrong for Dylan. It's all gone wrong for Dylan. He's got a swap on coming out of there. Oh, and he's trying to get the power down whilst on this banked corner. And that's just lobbed it all in the bin for him. It could be on here for a complete change in the championship if the next two rounds go similarly to this. What a nightmare for Dylan. Those rear tyres have just let him down coming out of that corner. Down to fourth and now got one of his closest rivals right behind him, just 0.6 of a second back. He needs to stay in front of Dizzy. Dizzy's tyres looking just as bad as Dylan's, but it is now Mocking Weeks leading, Raffo in second, Don in third. I don't know why that camera keeps going weird like that. Dylan now in fourth, Dizzy fifth, Manny in sixth, Obi-Wan 7th, Rob S in 8th, Ricky J closing up in 9th, and the Dodger in 10th. Mocking Weeks then clear track in front of him, clear track behind, 5-second gap between himself and Raffo now. What a nightmare for Dylan. He's under all sorts of pressure now from Dizzy. There's not many points in it between them. What are we? Ooh. So there's 136 between Dylan and Diz. Obviously Mocking Weeks is in second, so how far back's he? He's 20... Oh, someone else has got it wrong. Who's that? It's not Mocking. It's not Raffo. It's Don. Don's got it wrong. Exactly the same place. Coming out of that final corner. That's allowed Dylan back through into third. Dizzy now having a look for that third position though. All over the back end of the third place driver. Backs off into this bus stop. Oh, both drivers getting a little wobble on through there. That's where we saw Dylan get it wrong. He keeps it consistent this time. So this is it then. 15 minutes is up now, just as Mocking Weeks comes up towards the line. He is going to take the win here in race one. There's the checkered flag. He put the pressure on Dizzy, managed to get the position, fended off the pressure from Dylan. Dylan ended up getting it wrong and ended up third. Raffo takes second, then Dylan takes third. Dizzy takes fourth. Don fires himself into the back for fifth. Manny takes 6th, Obi-Wan 7th, Rob S is going to come home in 8th. Backwards, Ricky J going to follow suit. 9th position for him, and Dodger just coming around the back corner at the minute, kicking up those sparks. Across the line then to take the final position here in race one then, Dodger. So race 1 done and dusted. Mocking Weeks taking the win. Let's just have a look at those results. So it is Mocking taking that 15-minute sprint race win. Raffo takes second, Dylan third. He did manage to claw a position back with Don's slight mistake. Dizzy also moved up the field a position due to that. Don then ended up 5th. Manny 6th, Obi-Wan 7th, Rob S in 8th, Ricky J in 9th, and Dodger in 10th. Fuel saving. Why are you fuel saving? It's a 15-minute race. Maniac. So we'll have a couple of minutes break before we jump into race 2. It's usually a 3 or 4 minute break just to give people time to sort themselves out. So yes, 2 more rounds of this. We've got the GTTCC starting Friday as well. So make sure you stick around for that. GR4s, 2 races in that one, 2 half-hour races, reverse grids. I'm not sure what fuel and tyre wear is on this season. I'll find out. And then in 3 weeks' time, we've got the Team Oliver Racing League. The GR3s are back on a Wednesday night, 8:30. Again, that's a very similar setup to this. So it's a short qualifier and then a 15-minute sprint race followed by a 30-minute feature race. Unless the lobbies still aren't fixed, then we might be back to full 1-hour endurances. I don't know. That's what we've had to run over the last season due to the lobby issues on the game. So I'm not sure if they're fixed yet or not. But yes, 3 weeks' time for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League, and Friday night for the GTTCC Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. There you go. That's why Dizzy was saving fuel, because it costs a bomb these days. Maybe I should have thought of that before buying a 4.2 litre V8. Oh well. It's done now, isn't it? So 5 minutes shout being given, probably a minute or so ago. So we've got about 3, maybe 4 minutes left before race 2. But yes, good racing in race 1. Dylan and Mocking managed to make a bit of a break from the drivers behind. Had a little one-to-one battle, and it ended up costing Dylan, unfortunately. But still some good racing. See what race 2 brings us. Oh, someone's got it backwards. Should we have a look? Oh, it's Raffo. Obi-Wan just getting a few practice laps in. Mocking Weeks telling everyone to get yourself in, get ready for the race to kick off. I think it does allow him to set the grids as well, because we've got reverse grid for the top. Well, I'm not sure who it'll be. It's usually the top 8, but being this is not a full lobby, I don't know who it'll be. Livery's looking good though. Next week you'll see some good liveries on the GR4s in the GTTCC. They have been assigned teams, as they are every season. We've gone for, we couldn't get all the charities logos, so we've gone back to manufacturers, but they are associated with the charity. And yeah, you'll see some good team liveries, I think. A lot of people spend a lot of time getting involved with GTTCC, making videos and taking a load of photos of each race and things like that. It's overtake of the week competitions. It's yeah, it's heavily involved. Now, what could Dizzy do this race? Ended up having a bit of a nightmare in race 1. Up with damage early on, but managed to claw his way back to 4th. So it looks like we're just about to get underway with race 2 here. So all the liveries are actually the same, just a slight different colour variation. Here we go then, race 2, just about to get underway. So Mockin is in 8th, Raffo in 7th, and Dylan in 6th. Top 3 from the previous race in 8th, 7th and 6th. We'll see how they get on. Let me turn the nonsense on quickly. Wait for these lights to go out. We've got a false start from 3rd. He's had to peel out of the way. It might cause chaos for this start. Oh, driver's managing to get through just about. And it is a battle for first between Rob S and Obi-Wan into this infield complex. Rob S goes defensive, holds onto it. Obi-Wan has to settle for 2nd then on lap 1. Dizzy up into 3rd already. Dylan 4th. Someone's just gone firing off into no man's land. Raffo in 5th, Ricky J 6th. Dodger in, Mocking Week, sorry, getting his way through into, oh, he's now in 6th, he's firing his way up the order. Ricky J 7th, Dodger in 8th. Don, that was who went, oh yeah, I just saw a car go careening off in the distance. He's a long way down, no damage. Maybe just not used to that medium tyre. Bit of work to do then for Don to try and close back up. 12 seconds behind already. Rob S gets a swap on out of the complex. He does manage to keep it pointing in a straight line, but he's going to lose that position. Obi-Wan carrying the speed out of that corner. Through he goes. Rob S then has to tuck himself into the slipstream. Got Dizzy in 3rd, just under a second back. Got Dylan right behind him, 1/4 of a second back. Raffo in 5th, 1.1 seconds back, 1.2 seconds back. Mocking Weeks up into 6th then, again another 1.2 seconds back. Ricky J 1.4 seconds back. He is being hounded by Manny at the minute in 8th. Just 0.2 of a second behind him. Dodger another 1.3 back, and Don with all the work to do, 6.7 seconds back after that off-track action. What can Obi-Wan do? Has he retained his Jedi forces? He's kicking off for 3rd. Dizzy and Dylan having a battle. Hazards going on. Tries to fire himself up the inside. Does he manage it? Dizzy's going to keep the hammer down. He's going to keep the advantage into this next corner unless Dylan could run around the outside, which he's looking to try and do. And it's still a drag race between these two. Dizzy now with a very slight advantage as they come into this banked corner. Neck and neck on the way through here though. Dylan's not giving an inch. Stays on this outside edge. Coming up to this little bus stop now. He has to back off through there. There's no way both of them get through that gap. So he has to back off, but he gets the power on the way out. Fires himself past Dizzy on the exit. Gets himself up into 3rd and quick. Dizzy then 4th. Raffo 5th, Mocking Weeks in 6th, just in the background of your shot. He'll be wanting to close up on these two. He won't mind these two battling it out one little bit. Dizzy then coming back at him as they head down towards this. Oh, wrong side. Where's he gone? There's his nose. He's had to back off. He's gone a little bit wide though, Dylan. Dizzy having a look back. Someone's got it wrong in the background. Raffo, what's happened there? He's got it backwards on the way into this infield complex. Dropped himself all the way down the order into 9th position. What a nightmare for Raffo. Puts Don only 3.6 seconds behind him now. Looking to pick up no damage on that one actually. It is Obi-Wan still leading on the medium tyre. Just over 4 minutes into this 30-minuter. 1.5 second lead at the minute. Rob S in second. You can just see the sparks being kicked up from Obi-Wan's car in front. And then another 1.4 seconds back. He's still got Dizzy for company, but he is a little further back than he was on the previous lap. With the departure of Raffo, moves up in the order into 5th. He is 2.5 seconds down from that pair in front that he needs to be hunting down really. Manny in 6th, Ricky J not too far back in 7th, Dodger in 8th, Raffo 9th, close that gap back up on him, but still a lot of work to do. Don trying to close the gaps up as well. 3.1 seconds down. Now Rob S under threat here. We've got Dylan closing up. Dizzy not too far behind either. Now what will Rob S do? Will he battle it out? Will he make it nice and easy for these two chasing him? Let's see. Still comfortably up front at the minute, 1.7 seconds. To the exit of that infield complex then. Obi-Wan loses a bit of time through there. S gains a little bit, dragging Dylan with him, still 0.8 of a second back. Dizzy now a second back from Dylan. Mocking Weeks has closed that gap up as well. That is down to just under 2 seconds. Closing up then a little bit in that midfield. Don lost a tiny bit more time to these guys, probably due to the fact that Raffo's got a slipstream off the dodge. Back up front, Obi-Wan still leads 1.3 seconds. Medium tyres on for stint 1. I think everybody took mediums on for stint 1, did they? I think they did. Dylan all over the back of Rob S though. Medium tyres for Mockin, medium tyres for Manny, and for Ricky, and for Raffo. Oh, softs on for Dodge, okay. Mediums on for Don, so just one driver on the softs for stint 1. And now a little mistake by Obi-Wan. He's being closed up. Rob S just a second behind him. Dylan just 0.7 of a second back. Lost a bit more time. There's Mocking Weeks, close that gap up on him, and that is down to 1.3 seconds. So Dizzy losing a bit of time here. Into that bus stop. Top 3 closing up then, just 1.3 seconds between them. There's just half a second between first and second as well. It's going to allow them all to close up. Race leader Obi-Wan then onto this infield section. Medium tyres holding out, but look at how close Rob and Dylan are now. There's just a second between the top three. Mocking Weeks is all over the back of Dizzy here for this fourth position as well. It's just 3/4 of a second down for Mocking. Is Dizzy still fuel saving? Maybe. He's talking about fuel saving in race 1, not that he needed to, so is he going to be doing fuel saving in race 2? Who's that? Someone's got a swap on. Mocking! Come out the hairpin, put the hammer down too early. And he's spun it around. He's just trying to clean his tyres off before he comes into this tricky final corner. But that's dropped him off the back end of that fourth place. He was all over him looking to take that position as well. Now 5 seconds down. I just saw a swap of headlights going on, and yeah, unfortunately it was Mocking Weeks. Now then, Obi leading by just 0.3 of a second from Rob S, and Dylan is right behind him as well, just 0.4 of a second back. Carries a lot more speed through that final corner as well. Look at the difference. Straight past Rob S. Now 0.6 of a second behind Obi-Wan. Rob S having a look back at him though. To use that slipstream, but it's not going to be enough before this infield complex. Obi going to be under pressure now as Dylan closes up, just 0.4 of a second in it between them. Rob S filling the mirrors. Oh, he's almost outbraked himself, nearly ran into the back of Dylan. Just dropped him off the back of that fight as well. That's going to allow Dizzy to close up on Rob S in third. Mocking Weeks out of that fight now. He's a few seconds back. Chucker's on board with Obi-Wan, but looking back in this view just gives you a great big spoiler. Let's have a look. There is a chasing Dylan. Exiting that infield complex onto this long banked corner. And he's in the slipstream range. A long way to go before this bus stop as well. Still 0.5 of a second between them. Not going to be able to close up before this bus stop. Of the lights, try and unsettle Obi-Wan on the way into the bus stop, but he's held on to that one fine and dandy. Thank you very much. 0.6 of a second. Gains a 10th on Dylan through there. You can see Dylan's car looking a little bit smaller in that rear view that we've got at the minute. You can see him a little bit better there. The gap between himself and Rob S extended as well. There is Mocking Weeks just coming around that final corner there. A long way back. 12 minutes in. Obi-Wan leading by the skin of his teeth. Mocking Weeks is in the pits this lap. So he's going to ditch those mediums, get on the softs. And see what he can do for those, with those for the next 18 minutes, 17 and a half minutes once he comes out the pits. Still have to take on board fuel yet. We'll see. Obi-Wan still leads. Little mistake by Dylan. He's giving him a tiny bit of breathing room up front. 0.8 of a second. Oh, it does just stretch up to a second there. To this main part of the circuit, still leading then Obi-Wan, putting in little purple sectors as well. Might be on for a fastest lap here, Obi. Dylan is currently holding that with a 1:39.468. If Obi can get through this bus stop cleanly. Let's see, across the timing line. Still purple. It might be on for a fastest lap. He's under pressure from Dylan though. hug this inside line on the run up to this infield complex there. Look at the speed Dylan's carrying past him. How is that possible? Side by side as they run up to this infield section. Dylan outbreaks him on the way in and slots his way past into, always got a swap on, he's kept it though, into first again for Dylan. So trying to redeem himself from the mistake in race one. Up into the lead of this race. He's got an Obi-Wan 0.4 of a second back. Rob S still a good second, 1.6 seconds back. Dizzy not been able to make headway into this battle either, still 1.4 seconds behind Rob. Then big gaps back to Raffo in fifth, 15.3 seconds. Don not far behind him. Mocking Weeks back out on track on the soft tyre. He is 25 seconds behind the leader, 5.3 seconds behind Don. This is where we saw him get it wrong last time. Dropped him off the back end of the battle he was having with Dizzy. I think that was the deciding moment. He chucked himself in the pits. So a bit of work for Mocking to do then. He has brought that time down a little bit, about half a second. Dylan has managed to get his way to the front of this race. Plenty of life left in those mediums as well. We are at the halfway mark, 15 minutes in. When will we see drivers pit? Not this lap, obviously, by Dylan. Obi-Wan stops out as well. Rob S stays out. Dizzy stays out. So the next man is going to be Raffo. Also stays out, as does P1 Don. Mocking Weeks has already been in, so he's no need. Ricky J stays out. Oh, we've got a driver parked at the side of the track, not sure what's happening there. Manny stays out, and the Dodger parked up. He's in reverse, not sure what's happening there. Dylan's not managed to run away with it yet. Obi-Wan is still just 0.8 of a second. He's managed to pull a little bit more time again. Seems to only be about a tenth a lap though. Oh, both drivers collided with the wall on the exit. Dylan taking a bigger shunt of that wall though. It has allowed Obi-Wan to close up a little bit. Takes about half a tenth out of him. Full tenth now, back in the slipstream. Down to 0.5 of a second. Rob S then 3 seconds down in third position. Dizzy all over the back of him in fourth at the minute, carrying more speed around this long bank turn as well. Is it going to be enough? Into the pits, both drivers, in fact the top four have come in. Dylan, Obi-Wan, Dizzy and Rob S all in. Raffo's got himself a penalty. He's going to lose that as he runs into the pits. Yes, he does. Don also in. Where does that put Mocking Weeks? Can he get himself into the lead of this race? Where's the pit exit? Oh, they are out on track before him. They weren't showing up on screen. So Mocking drops himself into fifth position, not that far behind the rest of these drivers. Actually, Obi-Wan then manages to get out in front of Dylan. Dylan is going to have him at this hairpin. Obi trying to run around the outside, just take a little bit of a wide run through there. That's put him behind Dylan, but managed to get out in front of him. Was that due to taking on board less fuel, I think? Was, but Dylan's managed to get back at him, holds the advantage. Obi in second, Dizzy up into third now then, Rob S fourth, Mocking Weeks just a second back in fifth. early stopped helped him out, but he's got drivers in front now on slightly fresher soft tyres. He's got to hope he can hold it together. Trying to close up on those two drivers in front. Make a move on them if he can. He's closed the gap up on Rob S. Just 0.4 of a second in it, and there's only 0.5 of a second between himself and Dizzy. Both drivers benefiting off a tow from Dizzy in front. Mocking Weeks closes up massively though on the run onto the infield. Late lunge on Rob S, but clean enough. Rob S almost running himself off track. Just wasn't expecting a Mocking Weeks to make the move there, I don't think. But Mocking up into fourth. He's hunting down Dizzy now, just 0.9 of a second in front of him. It is Dylan leading and pulling away again from Obi-Wan. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this race. Obi close that gap back up. Can Dizzy fend off a Mocking Weeks and a Rob S? Manny, unfortunately, nearly 11 seconds down in 6th. He's got a little bit of a gap behind him as well. 4.5 seconds down to Raffo. He is being harassed by Don at the minute, just 0.6 of a second behind him. Closing as they hit this long bank turn. Let's just hang on with Don, see if he can make this work. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Bringing that time down. Into that bus stop. What's it going to be like on the exit? Drivers carrying good speed through there. Don not really able to close the gap up on Raffo in front. Oof, kicking off here, Mocking Weeks and Dizzy side by side. Mocking Weeks have closed a second up on Dizzy then. Putting him under pressure for that final podium position. Extends a little bit. Mocking Weeks definitely piling the pressure on Diz. Still just 0.4 of a second in it between these two. Mocking again closes up on the exit of that corner. Now on the run down this long straight. Again, I don't think he's going to be close enough. To just under 4 seconds. Into this bus stop complex they come. Again, Mocking Weeks all over the back of Dizzy here. Switches to the outside. Down to this infield complex. Who's going to win out here? We saw Dylan have a go at Obi-Wan round the outside. Both drivers side by side through there as well. Oh, Dizzy just wins out. Can Mocking Weeks fire one up the inside here at the hairpin? Not quite. Dizzy comes across, chops his nose off. Almost had it there, Mocking. Putting those softs under some pressure. Stopped a couple of laps before everyone else. Just needs to hang on to these. Oh, what's happened up front? Oh, sorry, that's I thought that was Dylan and Obi-Wan that have swapped, but it's not. It's just Dodger. Back marker coming into play at the minute. Dizzy and Mocking still bumper to bumper on the way through that complex. 0.3 of a second in it, a bit closer this time, Mocking. Benefiting from that slipstream. Closes up. Can he switch one up the inside here? He's going to switch camera. Dizzy doesn't outbrake himself. Mocking Weeks gets a little bit wavy on the way in. And has to try again. And all this time, Dylan is just disappearing off this circuit. 3.8 seconds lead he's currently holding over second place Obi. And these two at it again. Dizzy, Mocking Weeks side by side. Oh, not sure. Maybe a tiny bit of contact there, but Dizzy using all of the track to his advantage. This is a proper race kicking off now. They are closing up on Obi-Wan as well. There is Obi just gone around that corner. These two are absolutely neck and neck. They have been for 3 laps now. Again, Mocking's just got to be careful of those tyres. We look at those compared to Dizzy's. A lot more worn. Oh, Dizzy goes a little bit wide through there, but carries the speed on the way out. This is really where the race is at. There's a couple of drivers pretty close together in the pack at the back. We'll go and have a look at those in a minute. Mocking Weeks again. He goes for the switch back up the inside this time. Has it worked into this bus stop? It has. Mocking Weeks slots his way into third position. He was lining that one up. Now, can Dizzy come back at him? He's right behind that third place driver now. A long way to go before they hit this infield section. Dizzy all over the back of him. Gets up the outside. And again, they will be absolutely neck and neck on the run into this infield section. Dizzy looks like he's carrying a little bit of extra speed, but Mocking Weeks this time with the inside line. He gets himself and holds that third position. And they are definitely getting within touching distance of this man, Obi-Wan, currently sitting in second. 1.5 seconds ahead of this battle for third. 4.6 seconds down from Dylan. He's just having a little race of his own. That's what Dylan does. These two absolutely on it. Obi-Wan in second. Mocking Weeks and Dizzy. Real good battle in this race. So currently Mocking Weeks, he's just under 4 minutes left to fend off Dizzy. Can he do it? Rob S in fifth, then 6.9 seconds down from the top 4. Another 5.9 back to Manny in sixth. Raffo another 5 seconds back. He's got Don 1.2 seconds back, so not as close as I first thought. And then big gaps back to 9th and 10th. Unfortunately, Ricky J another 19.5 seconds down. And Dodgy, well, he's been parked off track for a couple of laps, so he's 3 minutes and 37 seconds down. But he's back on track. Oh, he was on track. There he is. It's just been reset. Oof, nearly gets a swap on. So Obi-Wan he nearly took out, maybe. So Dylan disappearing. Obi-Wan under threat for that second position. Mocking Weeks all over the back of him. Dizzy now a second behind Mocking. Mocking pushing really hard here. Again, it's getting close to the end of the championship. Many points on the board for Mocking Weeks, please. Yeah, that's what he'll be thinking. Dizzy still not out of this fight yet either. Now, are we going to see Mocking Weeks have a go at Obi-Wan on this run down this banked curve? Just 0.4 of a second behind him. Closes up on the run down towards this bus stop, but it's not going to be enough. He needs to himself in touch on the exit, closes up. Gets right behind him on this bus stop, needs to get a good exit through here as well, and does so. Closes up again, switches to the outside. He's carrying that little bit of extra speed. Not so much fuel on board though. We've got about a minute and a half left of this race. Is he far enough in front? Yes, he is. He gets himself into second, then Mocking Weeks. Obi third. Is he not out of this battle yet in fourth? Again, tyres. Oh, Obi-Wan, slight mistake. I was just going to say tyres will be playing their part now. Where we'll be kicking in. Mocking Weeks has done well to hold on to these. He came in a couple of laps earlier than everyone else, so it's slightly more worn than everyone else is. So just this lap to finish then. We've got about 40 seconds left on the race clock. There is Dylan leading the way, 7.3 seconds. Fizz, evening brother. Mocking Weeks a long way back, but he's still got a little bit of pressure from Dizzy here. Again, just this final lap to go. Obi-Wan, that slight mistake has cost him third. He was under pressure from Mocking Weeks anyway, but slight mistake on the run into this infield complex just cost him another position quite close to the end of this race. But it is going to be Dylan. He rounds that final bank turn onto the flat of this start-finish straight, and he comes up to the line this time to take the checkered flag in race 2. Mocking Weeks is going to hold on to second as well. Dizzy is going to take third. Boom, into the wall, backwards for Diz also. Obi-Wan, fourth position. Rob S going to take fifth. And there he goes, Raffo. Oh, he's going to win out here. Raffo and Don side by side up to the line. Don's got the inside line through the corner. Oh, it's going to be close. It is Raffo that takes sixth. Don takes seventh. 13 thousandths between them. Manny is going to come home in 8th. Oh, is he? No, he's not, because he's run out of fuel. Oh, yes, he is, because Ricky's too far back. That was Dodger, who's just gone through, so he takes 10th. Manny. Oh, Ricky J's coming down the start-finish straight at pace. Oh, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. No, Manny takes 8th, and Ricky J takes 9th. Close, though, Ricky J. Nearly had a position there. There it is, race 2, done and dusted. Some awesome racing tonight in the GR2s. Nissan's working well here at Daytona. That little infield section just breaks up this great big ring of a circuit. So let's just confirm those results. It was Dylan that took the win. Mocking Weeks second, Dizzy third, Obi-Wan fourth, Rob S in fifth, Raffo sixth, Don in seventh, Manny 8th, Ricky J 9th, and Dodger in 10th. So that is round 6 of the P1's GR2 Nissan League. Again, 2 more rounds left of this. So same time, same place, Sunday night, 9 o'clock. We've got the GTTCC hosted by MRC. That's kicking off on Friday night at 9. So that's GR4s. It's a bit like touring cars. It's punchy and fighty, and you'll love it. And then in, I think it's 3 weeks' time, we've got the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League coming up as well. No word on the minis yet. I think it will come back on GT7, hopefully. But that's what we've got coming up. So same time, same place next week for round 7 of the Nissans. Friday night, 9 o'clock for the GTTCC. A few weeks' time for the Team Oliver Racing. And as and when I find out about the minis, I will let you guys know. But other than that, that's about it from me. Again, some great racing in this one tonight. Mocking, putting it to everyone, pretty much. But that's about it. No problem, boys. just thanking me in the chat there. No problem at all. That's going to be about it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.